Hello everybody and welcome to the 4th episode of Port of Asgard. This is a series on Planet Coaster where we build a Viking themed area on top of a park that I've already built. So yeah, in this video we'll finish the boat ride. So if you don't already know, in this area there's two rides. The launch roller coaster, as you can see, going around here, and then there's also a boat ride, and yeah, in this video that's what we'll be building a lot of. So talking about the boat ride in particular, it's not going to be the most thrilling ride. That's what the roller coaster's here for, and then the boat ride's sort of a more family orientated thing, so there's not going to be huge drops, although I do want to have like a big splash drop for like a grand finale of the ride. And in this video you'll see me attempt to build a dark ride for the boat ride, and you know, I'm not that good at dark rides, so it'll be interesting to see what I can do. I hope I can do pretty well. But what's going on at the moment, you saw a massive jump in the time lapse, and basically I cut a lot of this out after editing because this is called like a Armada, the name for the ride, and basically it was just really annoying. I couldn't get it back to the start because it's not meant to be thrilling, so it limits you a lot with what you can do, if you get what I'm trying to say. So we had to go off that ride and try and build on another one, and then yeah, you'll see that jump in again. So yeah, this is the track of the new ride. So this is actually a water coaster. I'm not trying to pretend, I'm going to try to pretend it's not a roller coaster because it's meant to be a water ride, but it's just a lot easier to use. It's a lot easier to see. Look how easy it is to get back into the station compared to that last ride. So yeah, that's just what's happening, and that is why we have changed it. So as you can see, I'm just matching up the queue and exit, and now we will start building the boat ride in detail. So as this is sort of a dark ride, even though a lot of it is outside, I want to try and give it a good storyline, because in my opinion all good dark rides have a good storyline. So now I'm sort of building the docks. It's like a loading platform, loading the boats ready for this big voyage that the Vikings are going on. And yeah, that's why you'll see a lot of barrels and all this sort of pirate scenery in the, I guess you could call it pirate scenery, but I guess Vikings technically were pirates. They were sort of like the northern pirates instead of working in tropical areas. I'm not a historian, so I don't know, but yeah, you'll see a lot of cargo and barrels going in. So I think this is a pretty cool way to start the ride, because I didn't want it to just be really bare, because if you look, the track goes round the port and there's not really that much going on. So that's why I did a couple of animatronics and a couple of barrels in boxes there, so it's as if they're loading the ship ready for this big voyage. And yeah, you'll see me here adding some more scenery and stuff, just trying to make it more detailed, because in Planet Coaster if something looks plain then it doesn't look good at all. And talking of which, I'm putting a lot of wooden planks in here. You have seen a lot of wooden planks previously in this series, and yeah, we will continue that, and we'll keep on putting wooden planks until I'm happy with it. So yeah, I think we should talk about something other than Planet Coaster for a bit. So the theme parks, they've all, well, most theme parks have closed unless you live in Florida. Busch Gardens is open all year, I believe, but theme parks have closed now, especially in Europe, and well, not just in Europe, but especially in Europe and the UK. A lot of theme parks have closed. I think Alton Towers had its last weekend recently, and you know, it's quite sad. We're not going to be able to go to theme parks until spring next year, but spring next year I'll be going to Flamingo Land to ride that 10 inversion roller coaster, so I'm really excited for that. But I think 2019 has been a really good year, and looking back on it, I've done so much. So yeah, obviously in the summer I went to the Netherlands. I've got a lot of videos in my channel from the Netherlands if you want to go and watch them. I've ridden a lot of new roller coasters, and yeah, a lot of good experiences I've had, so 2019's been a great year. Now back onto the time lapse, what we are doing here. This is a bit more random detailing, I guess. You can sort of see this cliff going on to block the ride off from the bit where you can't build, because that's just going to be plain. But you'll see some colourful walls here, and you're probably wondering what this is, why is everything so dark, and then some bright colours. And I decided, yeah, why not do this? Just looks cool. Maybe a bit of a contrast from this, because seeing all these bright walls, and then you'll go inside the dark ride, which is here. But as the Vikings are sort of based in Scandinavia, that's the type of area, and I see pictures of places like Stockholm, I think, and they've got a lot of those bright walls on the buildings, like the Baltic Sea. That's just what I see, and that's what I was going for there, and I think it looks quite nice. And now you'll see the dark ride starting to go in, and you can see another ride, but it's not actually a ride. I tried to be clever and put some effects in, and you see how the other bit of water is flowing the other way, so I wanted it to look like the ride's going faster than it is. And yeah, this part of the dark ride is going to be like a thundery storm. You're travelling in a fleet of ships, and then yeah, you go into a storm, so put some nice splash effects and stuff in here. And yeah, you can see all these panels going on, and these make it look like it's dark, because if you're going out at sea, you're not going to be able to see a wall right next to you. But here I got this Viking ship off the Steam Workshop, because I'm not that good at building intricate pieces myself, so I decided to do that, and then I edited it slightly so that it would fit into the dark ride. And I apologise if you're watching this video, the creator of this ship, I forgot your name and I couldn't find it again, so I'm sorry about that. If you did make it, just comment on this video, although I highly doubt you'll be watching it. But yeah, then putting in all these smoke and splash effects, trying to make it look really good, because I might not be the best at dark rides, but if you put a lot of effects in, then it can still look good either way. And then on to the next room here, you'll see. So because I wanted to have a storyline on this, the Vikings, how they raided sort of Eastern England, they raided Anglo-Saxon villages and stuff like that, and obviously not the best at history, but I think that's something what happened. And yeah, in this room there'll be a village, and there'll be the buildings that are on fire. So I tried to build the Anglo-Saxon village and then add fire effects. So I don't think this dark ride section is amazing. I've seen obviously much better dark rides, but you know, I wanted to have some variety, because I don't want everything to be similar. I want to have a lot of detail in, so I decided that the dark ride section might look quite good, and these buildings are honestly really simple. So if there was a part of this whole series that I was the least happy about, it would probably be this indoor section. But because it is indoor, I'm not gonna bother and try and make it look as good as Silverette or anything. But yeah, it's alright, it'll do the job. But obviously it's not the best that I can do. If I put a lot more time into it, I could probably make this section a bit more detailed, because it's pretty simple, just those buildings, then some rocks and some fire effects, and I've just overused the special effects on this game. You obviously can't see that many special effects now, but I put a lot of special effects in to sort of get rid of the fact, sort of cover up the fact that there's not actually that much scenery in here. Well, there is, but it's very repetitive, and I just couldn't find enough good scenery items, and I was sort of lost my imagination here. So I don't know what that was. Is it me apologising to you that I'm bad at this game? Which you're probably thinking, how am I bad at this game? Look what you've done. But I know players that are a lot better than me at this game. But yeah. Anyway, now you can see the fire effects going in. And yeah, fire effects, nothing more to say. Yeah, so you see massive jump in that. I did a bit of that off camera because I was getting a bit bored, so I took a break, then started building and forgot that forgot to record it. But now you'll see that the boat ride has left the indoor section and is now outside, and this is effectively the grand finale of the ride. It's got a little hut at the top that you go out of, and then you exit and go down the drop, and there's a big splashdown at the end, and that's the end of the ride. So I use a lot of wooden planks here. I use it to decorate this building that sticks out, so I sort of wanted to make it look nice since it is a bit of an eyesore how it just comes out of nowhere. And yeah, and then I also use wooden planks to build the trough, and the reason I built a trough is because I think the naked roller coaster track on its own didn't look the best, because this is also meant to be a boat ride, not a roller coaster. So I put the trough in to hide the track so that it doesn't look like a roller coaster. And now, yeah, you'll see that that is what I'm doing. So I do it all out of wooden planks. I think wooden planks are really good, especially if you're building in a old-fashioned theme, because everything was made out of wood and they're versatile. You can change the colours, different sizes, and I actually love the wooden planks, and it's probably the most used piece you've seen in this series. And yeah, so there I've finished the trough, and I just duplicate it, change it at an angle so that it surrounds the track, and I decorate it a bit more after because it doesn't look amazing, but I don't know, I think it's a cool little detail, and I'll probably go and put water fountains inside of the trough so it looks like you're going down on water, not on a roller coaster track. And yeah, we're pretty much at the end of this video now. I just need to finish that, so you'll see the time lapse as I do the outro. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's probably my best Planet Coaster project I've ever done, but I need your help to think of name suggestions because I'm never good at that. So obviously the roller coaster and the boat ride still don't have name suggestions. I've given you a bit of the storyline, so it'd be cool if you think of suggestions. Just leave them in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is almost the end now. I just got to show you this last bit. But yeah, it's the end of the roller coaster season for 2019, and I'm sad, so I'll just play this game to compensate from the fact that I'm sad and can't go to any theme parks. Yeah, I think I should end the video now. Goodbye.